Statement was made that since 2005, when President Dwayne joined the Mesa Water Board, that the conversation of consolidation had come up every time we crossed paths, the two districts. Well, in 2003, the City of Costa Mesa, the Sanitary District, and the Water District formed what we call a liaison committee. The three agencies meet 4 times a year to talk about common issues, things that are happening with each agency, how we can help each other, stuff like that. In the last 13 years since this committee has met, and we've looked at every single agenda because we keep them, that subject was never brought up in any of those meetings. So I'm not good at math, but 13 times 4, that's a lot of meetings where we supposedly could have talked about this effort. It was never done. The last 6 years that I've been on this board, I've been to almost every one of them. It's never come up. In June of this year, and then in September of this year, when we had our regularly scheduled liaison meetings, both the City of Costa Mesa and Mesa Water asked to cancel those meetings because they said they had nothing to put on the agenda. June and September. Sanitary District refused to sit down with Mesa Water to discuss this issue. I can vouch for this one personally because I was the one involved. President Dwayne contacted me, and that's just not true. We did agree to sit down, and there's written correspondence with that. What we felt, though, is we wanted to talk about it as a board before we sat down with Mesa Water. In the spirit of transparency for all of you, that's what we should do as a board. I'm not going to make that decision as president of the board. That's not fair to my board, and it's not fair to the ratepayers. And that's what I told the president of Mesa Water. The other thing was when the invitation was given to us to sit down, it wasn't to sit down to talk about consolidation. I was invited to spend half of the monies that were being spent on their study. That was the conversation. We want you to participate in the study with us and pay for half the fees. Our comment to them was, you know, within this area that is serviced by both of our agencies, it's not all Mesa Water and it's not all Costa Mesa Sanitary District. The City of Costa Mesa is involved, the City of Newport Beach, County of Orange, and Irvine Ranch Water District are all players in this whole thing. Our philosophy was, if you're going to talk about a consolidation, if you're going to talk about saving money, let's get all the players, let's get all the parties involved, everybody sit down and talk, not just the two agencies that they've invited. Okay? This is another comment. Serving on Mesa Water Board is a volunteer type position. Well, you got to run for election, so you're not really volunteering. But from 2013 to 2015, Mesa Water Board members received $37,537 in compensation. Our board last year, each one of us received $18,900. I don't know many volunteers that get that kind of money. I sure know the volunteer I work, I don't get paid that much. One other thing, in addition to this compensation, each Mesa Water Board member gets health insurance benefits. We don't at Costa Mesa Sanitary District. We've opted not to have any health insurance benefits paid to our board members. Our top 10 employee compensation is $1.2 million. Theirs is $2.1 million, 83% higher than ours. Our full compensation for our district is $94,951 a year. Board of Directors for Mesa Water, $225,305. Our general manager in 2015 made $200,000, almost $201,000. The three general managers, or the general manager and the two assistants with Mesa Water, $7 million. Any idea why they would like to get a hold of our reserves and our money? In the last 5 years, your sanitary district has spent $7 million on capital improvements. We are fixing pump stations. We are fixing pipes that have a potential to burst. We are fixing the things that make sure that your sewer stays underground. Mesa Water's philosophy to defer those improvements later and to borrow money to do that is really opposed to what we're doing. During that meeting, President Dwayne mentioned that Mesa Water has a AAA credit rating while we have no credit rating. I mentioned this earlier. We don't have a credit rating because we have no debt. According to the reports from Mesa Water, they have $27 million in debt. It was said that our district had $50 million in reserves. Well, you can see the reserves here. Mesa Water has $39 million in reserves, roughly. We have a little over $18 million in reserves. We're nowhere near $50 million, obviously.